Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is very creamy, to be fair, clues in the title, a very creamy strawberries and cream milkshake. So welcome back to the game, and in the previous, I don't know why I said that like it was a question, either way, welcome back to the game. And previously we were doing some building, specifically we got in the library here, which I had to sort of redo a couple of times, but anyway, we've got it built, and you can see a lot of people are working in that one, hopefully looking after the literature need, which is still high for about 15, close to 20 inmates, so we'll see if that filters through in due course. Either way, cracking on with some building in this episode and in future ones because, well, that's the game. But what I mean is we are obviously building this other cell block here, which is going to be done shortly, and then I'll probably put in the other two. I still don't have any sort of clue what these rooms are going to be. I do know if we want to do reform, let's have a quick look at that one. Programs wise, I'll have a scroll down here. We've got things like flower therapy, which we could run. One of these could be outdoors, but to be fair, I could just sort of place it in this area here. In fact, what is the flower garden? Minimum size is 5x5, so I could easily fit it in there. Very easily fit in there. In fact, you know what? Let's just put it in. Let's just build that there. It's going to be a flower garden, so there it is. And then we'll run flower therapy, and, well, that's easy enough done. Okay, we do need to obviously place in some, like, grass and stuff in around there, so we'll do that at some point. We'll see how we get on. Not a huge amount of work required for that one. But anyway, yes, we've got that one running. We don't have any workshop, and I don't know if we're going to... I don't know if I'm going to bother with it. The problem is that I'm trying to make things different, and if we were to do that, we would be progressing on to, something like the previous build where we've got lots of work and money. Conflict resolution is a meeting room. We don't have a meeting room. We could put a meeting room in. It would be very easy to do that. In fact, we do need a meeting room. We do need have we got a training room? I thought we had a training room, but no, we've got the classroom, which is here. For staff programs for fire safety and first aid, we do need one of those. I don't know if training room is actually in. No, the training room is not one of the things in quick build because it's one of the newest room designations in the game, so it just hasn't been added. In terms of, in fact, let me double check on that one. Quick build and training. Yeah, it's not in there, but if we go to rooms, type in training, and there it is there. Okay, yeah, so it's just not part of the quick build system. Going down then, we do need a meeting room, and behavioural therapy is a psychologist, carpentry, workshop safety, kitchen safety and hygiene, solar panels, we're staying away from that on animal therapy. I guess it is very much coming down to a meeting room. In fact, you know what? Should we have two meeting rooms? Should we have two? This is 21, so there is a middle, which is, I'm feeling like that, and that's 10 by 10, yes. Before we build those two rooms, however, let me just go over to utilities and the electrical cable, and we're just going to run in the electrical cable like so. Water is going to be a similar thing. Small pipe will run down to there and then down to there, and then wiring, we've got a couple of things to wire. Firstly, we've got the CCTV, which goes at the back, and then finally the door control system, which goes at the front. Also, while we're on, let's go with deployment, patrols, and blue patrol, and this is going to run like so, and then we have our dog handlers on the left and the standard guard on the right. From memory, I've got 20 doggos. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, there are 20 dog handlers, 11 are patrolling, so I don't need to put any more in there. That's fine. We have had a bit of a problem when it comes to the tunneling. I think we had a tunnel, it was either here or here, and it went across and then right up. So I do want eventually a full-on perimeter wall. However, with the 24,000 that we have, we're not going to get it. It's not going to happen. It's probably 30 grand just to do one line of it, never mind all the way around. Let me have a quick look, actually. Perimeter wall, and how much would it be to do that one? It would be 23 grand to do just this little bit, so probably closer to 30 to do the top one. Yeah, 27 and a half. So we're not going to do that. That's, yeah, not going to happen. And Well, let's see how we get on. In terms of the grants, we do have the Reform Through Education Initiative. One more person needs to pass the Foundation Education course, and then obviously we've got General Education as well, and then Cell Block D, which we won't get done, but we've picked up, and then obviously there's other ones we can do. Lots and lots of stuff here. We've got Bakery and Restaurant, which you're not going to bother with. Reform Prisoner Initiative, achieve 100 reform prisoners after release. That's more of a time thing, but because there's just the nature of this facility, I don't think we'll ever get near that one. How many prisoners have we released? Well, it's only a little scroll, so it's not going to be a huge amount. And hang on, there is a tunnel there, and that is definitely legitimate. And wow, okay. So there's a tunnel found there, and there's one that's there. Okay, this is going to move up on my priority list. Let me just go ahead and prioritize that one. That one is there, and that one is there. Let's go with a tunnel search. This is two different types of tunnels. Well, they're actually the same type of tunnels, but you understand that what I mean is that they're not connected. Well, that one was close. Okay, and then there's one over there as well. Right, we really need to sort out tunneling, don't we? Okay, let me go ahead and change things up then. So this thing here is minimum sec, which is fine. Let me go with intake and to min sec and fill capacity, which they are now going to do. That is fine. But I do want to do something when it comes to tunnels, because we are having a bit of a nightmare with it. Do I just spend a lot of money on a perimeter wall? Is that the best way of doing things? I mean, we've got this dog, and it is finding the tunnels, but not to a really efficient degree. Let me go ahead and go to deployment and patrols. And do I want to just another patrol around here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I'm going to do is have a doggo patrol like that. Goes either side. And then another doggo patrol like that. Then another one here. And you can see I'm like overstepping them a bit. And I'm going to assign dog handlers, and they're just going to go roughly in the middle. So we've got more dogs. Because if they are... I guess we have to maybe go along to there and there. There's a little gap here, and actually, ideally, that would be magenta. Oh, God. I've messed this up now. That should be magenta. And we'll remove blue. Then go to there. I want it so they meet up at least a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Right, that's now in. Walls and doors, perimeter wall. I am going to put in a perimeter wall over here. So it's 23,000 generic units of currency. A lot of money spent there, but hopefully spent in the right place. While they are working on that, let me go over to some walls and doors, and then some standard doors. We've lost all sense of meaning for that word now. And for the wall, which in this particular case is the overgrown one. And this is going to be a meeting room times 2. So meeting room, we'll go for that one and for that one. And then for the meeting room, we want some lights in, or at least we'd like some lights in. So let me go ahead and shove those down like so. And the meeting room just requires chairs. That's all it requires. So it's going to run like that and like that. And then on the other side, like so, and then across. And this bit, and then here as well. And although we don't need it, I think a coffee table would be nice. Do we have a coffee table? Oh, hang on, wait. There's a coffee machine down there, didn't mean to. Let's see. Table oval. Yeah, table oval. There we go. So that's now in. Right, fine. So obviously the main workers are set off building this perimeter wall, but like I say, I think it's spent in the right place, because we do sort of need to stop these escapes. How many have we had in total? Well, in valuation wise, it says 3 in the last 24 hours. If we go over to grading, we've had 4 escapes, and the reoffending rate is 35%. So that's actually, yeah, it says that's 35%. What about this one? This one says 37%. Okay, fine. What I'm going to do is we've got Reform Through Education Initiative, Cell Block D, and we've got Reform Program Research. We could probably do that. 20 grand advance payment, which is very nice indeed. Why have we got so... Oh, I was going to say, why have we got so little money, but that's because we've had a 10 grand fine from 2 inmates, it'll be, who've reoffended. So that's problematic. Green machine, we're not doing that. No criminally insane or eco-friendly. As I've said several times in the previous episodes of this series, we've been running sort of green energy and exports, as well as a lot of the farming stuff, as well as forestry, and just making loads of money. Like, we've just sort of taken the money thing out of the equation completely. So yeah, I'm still looking at manufacturing facility. I'm not sure. I did mention about this area here that we could have a bit of a split, so we can split this up so we have death row at the bottom, and then the top we can have as something else, the other thing else being, well, I'm not really too sure, but we definitely don't need this as one big room. In fact, no, it was this one we were talking about. I could split this. I could move these up and have some death row at the bottom. Yeah, oh, right, that's right, we have the, edit schedule. So we have 3 strikes program, which I don't want there. Yeah, okay. 3 strikes program. Let's see if I put another one in and reschedule it, maybe. So let's go with programs and just find 3 strikes program. 21 interested, no one doing it. Stop it. Reschedule all, and then it's been removed from there. Yeah, it's in the protective custody. Let me put it back in. So 3 strikes program. Let's see if I can find it again. So we'll run that one. Reform prisoner consultation, which is going to be in a meeting room. We'll start that up, although I don't know if they've built it yet. Seems okay now. And we can see it's put it in there. Okay, so we need to change that to meeting room, no, common room. No, it's common room, shared. I think it's put it there because there is no space available. So it needs to go in a common room. Actually, no, I can go there. Can it go there? Yes, it can. Okay, 3 strikes program is now running. Fine. And didn't mean to do that. Let me find that again for the 3rd time. We'll run animal therapy as well while we're here. 3 strikes program, and then we'll shove it in there like so. We don't often use this micromanagement scheduler. It's normally, the game normally automagically just does it fine, but might as well fix it up. Okay, fine. Flower garden then, so that'll be running. Do we have flower therapy? Yeah, it's fine. How many people are on it? We're on 23 interested, and only about 10 of them are going on that one. Still fine though. And we've made a little bit of money and then lost a lot of money, so that's fun. We have reform, and we're at a 37% reoffending rate, but you can see we are being fined. We're on net minus 9,000, so the whole reform thing is not working in our favour. What would be the best solution? Well, obviously more programs, which we are running, so that's fine. I'm not too concerned on that front because we are running these other ones, so that's good. The other thing is that we could get more jobs, and more jobs means reform and such, but that would mean changing this into, well, I did obviously split up the common room. I didn't need it. What else could we have in here? Let me just go over to rooms and we'll have a quick look. So we don't have a mail room, but I don't think we need it. Sorry, as soon as I see this tunnel thing, I immediately go and check it out. This patrol went past and didn't detect it, and why would it be there? Why would it not just be straight up, unless there was a problem with the building? Like, as in, if there was a bit of a gap here as they were building along, then they probably wouldn't do it. But I don't think that's legit. Anyway, I digress. Back to this one. So, obviously, we've got our nursery, we've got a shop. We don't have a mailroom. We don't have a chapel. Don't think we need a chapel. Let me go to needs here. And, to be fair, there is a spirituality need. I guess we could have a chapel in one part, and in another we could have a workshop, perhaps. That would net us a bit of money. That would make us a little bit of cash, so that would help out, because cash at the moment it's okay, but the main downside is basically the fines that we're getting. I just realised, actually, we've just passed the 10 Prisoners Foundation Education course. Tick that box, which is good. Let me go back over to some programs. General education is on the go, and lots of people on that one, actually, which is very good to see. Okay, Just need to sort of finish the rest off. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think really our focus should be on getting more prisoners, more inmates, more better is probably the way to go. Quick build, custom cloning. That one. But that would, yeah, I mean, this is a bit, I'd have to go and change the wall, which that would be quite easy to do, truth be told. There's some early prisoner releases. Placing that down and then doing the wall, is that the way forward? How much is a rusty wall? I believe it's 10 from memory. Let's double check. Wall rusty is 20, so it's double. I'm going to use probably slum because we haven't done that, but that'll be the last remaining one. Quick build, custom, cloning. Yeah, I could, like I say, place it manually, but I'm just going to do that, and then I'll just draw over the walls like we've done previously, so that's fine. We did that when it was this one, and it doesn't get rid of the windows. That was the main takeaway, that if we did it and it got rid of the windows, that would be an utter nightmare to fix, so yeah, we'd have to sort that one out. Speaking of sorting things out, we still have an empty space in here, which was going to be like a toilet block type of thing. Still haven't built that, and I'm noticing there's a lot of food trays around. Maybe a couple more cooks are in order there. Don't need any more doctors. Don't think I need any more guards, this being a low-risk facility. Speaking of that, let me go over to informants, and aha, there's an ex-prison guard. Now, it shouldn't be a problem keeping them where they are, but I am going to change it to protective custody, and there's a federal witness. Again, doesn't actually mean anything in this facility because federal witness is tagged by a gang or crime boss, and we don't have either in this one, but just for the sake of theme, we are going to move them over to protective custody where we've got ex-law enforcement and other federal witnesses. Witnesses. Anyway, so that's fine. So we'll shift over there. That's all good. Other grant-wise, shall we pick up reform program research? I don't want to pick up a third one because the whole save and load bug, it'll be a bit exploitative if I was to do that. We have lots of spare room to take in more prisoners. Correct, we do. It's only because we have got one... End of that chat. One person with the children's. Yeah, okay. And they're headed out, hopefully not to play pool. As we saw previously. Yeah, okay. Fine. And we have protective custody over here as well. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 for protective custody. If we were to have death row, it would be quite simple. I would just remove some of this, remove these booths, have a execution room here. Let me just pick up a grant so we can finish building what we're building. And yeah, so death row would be in here, which would only be the 4. In fact, you know what? I probably would only do the 2. I'm just looking, it would be exceptionally easy to put this in right now. Execution is... sorry, it's not execution, it's death row, isn't it? I'll need to get legal and then death row first. Let me pick up legal. Let me start the options for this one. Yeah, start giving myself a bit of breathing room if we were to go death row. It seems to be the way we're headed, and it's been mentioned a couple of times, but... Yeah, at least we've got both ends of the spectrum. We've got, you know, kids in here and then, you know, sort of the other end over there. Let me double check. Deployment, that's all set. These are all shared, that's fine. These are all min-sec. It's all good. Nobody goes in there unless they've got, unless there's babies. There you go, there's a crib. Oh, we've got 2. 2 mothers here. Eva Mattel and Anastasia Busigana, I think. Oh, we've also got Angel Fall, who likes playing pool with their kid. I was going to say, they're coming over again. Oh, they're also... Oh, that's not good. They're also an alcoholic. Look at that. It says baby sleep. So, they're going over there. They've got a big need for exercise, recreation, comfort, alcohol, luxuries. Okay, that's a bit of a concern. I guess that they're very focused on looking after the little one. Okay, I mean, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. How are we doing for building? Building, we're doing all right. We have in this here, the cell here getting built, which is all good. This will be changed to slum once it's actually all put in, so that's fine. And we've lots of spare room to take in more prisoners. Yes, we do. As always, have a quick check over. I say as always as if I don't forget many of the time to look at our informant's screen to see if there is other traits that we have to be concerned with. Doesn't seem to be the case on that one, so that's all good. Going to do a shakedown all sectors. Haven't done one in quite some time, so would be of hopefully some benefit. Looks like we found a hammer, which was in the toilet. Toilet? It's a kitchen. I mean, it can technically be both, but, you know, food hygiene standards and all that, it's not advisable. We do have a tunnel that we found, so it's one of the reasons why we were doing the search. I'm going to say remove tunnels and do all of that one. There you go. So that's 2 tunnels we found so far. For this one, I think we are going to schedule a tunnel search. I think that's just going to happen. Over to staff and to a lawyer, and we will hire 1 lawyer like so, and also start picking up death row. So it requires an office. I believe they do have an office. It just they haven't got there yet. There you go. So yeah, so there's a tunnel there, and tunnel there. So 3 tunnels so far. Let me go to flooring and to flooring and place that down. Just, you know, doing it before we forget. Not a huge priority. Oh, this is now in. So let me just pause at a moment, go to walls. And I want to use the slum wall. Have we got actually, wait. No, let's use derelict. Because I don't think we've used derelict in any of the builds. In this facility, I should point out. Not in general, we've used many of them. Now, I should be able to click and drag, and it gets it correct. Yes, it does. The reason for that is that we have... I might as well unpause it now. We have in the doors, which don't allow the building of the walls. We can't just build across like that, though, because it will literally wall it all off. It shows you the the priority that I have, that I'm placing the walls in before actually bringing power and water into this facility. So, yeah, okay, that's a bit of a slip there. Let me go ahead and put in the water and the power, and obviously wiring, double connections here. So your CCTV monitors, current connections is 6. It's going to work out perfect with an 8, which is good. Obviously I haven't got it over here, just haven't bothered with it. Door control system, which will go in there. And actually, now that I remind myself, phone taps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not that you really need phone taps in here, because this is protective custody, and by the nature of the beast of it, you always know the traits of people in here, because they wouldn't be in here otherwise, because you wouldn't know they were in need of being able to shift. Okay, let me. One thing as well. These swerving tables, they were a bit off center, I think, and people have pointed that out. So serving tables, yeah, it should go there. Okay, yeah, it overlaps. That's weird, isn't it? So I'm gonna prioritize those, and I will remove both just because we can. And the swerving tables, one will go there and one will go there, and then we'll prioritise the building that, because otherwise we don't want, inmates to starve. Some people might, I don't. And let's see, are they going to crack on with that one? Any time now. I'm going away in June. Any time? Nope. I guess we'll come back to it when they've finally bothered with it. Looks like all of the walls in, and the power is not. Okay, they will get on with that one. In fact, what? They're not building anything. There's no building going on over there. There's no building going on over here, even though I prioritised it. Let me double check. Well, let's go to jobs, and it is laundry and dumping of rubble and waste. To be fair, I have just knocked down an entire cell block pretty much, and whoa, there's loads of people just on that flower garden there. I think there might have been. That's now in, which is good. I'll let the guys crack on and finish over here. I guess I should probably put some patrols in there. So blue patrol, and we'll work around here. May need some more dog handlers actually, but we'll see. Signed dog handlers, yes. Armed guards, no, we don't have any. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4 dog handlers, and yeah, all good. All good. Still waiting for power. I bet you there's like one little... Yep, I was going to say, I bet there's one little connection that they haven't done, and it is that one, so just prioritise that. They'll go ahead and do that one, and then we'll actually have power inside this one, which means the door servo will work. Okay. So we're receiving some inmates, and... Oh, our prisoners are filthy. Are they? Let me double check our needs, and... There's a hygiene need that is being fulfilled. That's okay. Laundry still has uniforms in. It was just a timing thing, I think. So that's all good. All good. I'm receiving some inmates in a second, and there are said inmates. However, still not enough to get rid of this bank loan. We are still on positive cash flow though, so that's all good. Early prison release. Get rid of our bank loan, pay that off. Increase long-term daily cash flow. All good, all good. So, foundation education, 25 have passed. That's excellent, actually. How have we managed that? That is more luck than judgment. Reoffending rate has actually gone up, so I don't know what's going on there. General education, we have several people... Well, that's full. It's completely full. Pharmacological treatment to drug addiction, we're working on that one. Alcoholics group, same again. Parole is all good. We have... Animal therapy, 3 strikes program. There is still workshop safety induction. We're not doing kitchen. We're not doing spiritual. I guess we could do spiritual and the workshop over here. I think that's the way this is going to end up going. Let me just go to objects and go 3, 6. Let's see how this would go in. So it would be like that if we were to have in the saws and presses. So ideally you want sort of 10 of each. That will be 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Like that. And then at the bottom, we could put carpentry in like that. And then the wall would go along like that. And then this is where we can have... That's not wall. Hang on, remove that. Let me go ahead and have that like so. And then you could have just a row of tables, because you do need tables. And then this could be our chapel. Chapel is a 6 by 6. That is a 6 by more. 6 by 17. That would work out. It would work. Doing that, would that help? What would it afford us? We would make money, and reform would be better. What's the downside? Well, the downside is it's full of saws and presses, which means people can lose digits. However, other than the initial outlay, it's probably going to be quite good for us. Okay. Alright. Well, we might have a look at that one. Let me just finish off a bit over here, and then we'll probably call it there. So, I'm going to go with the stone, and stone's along here, and then up and around, and then down, and then in the middle, flowery field, because that would be a nice thing to sort of finish off with. Alright, there we go. So, workers are cracking on there. We've given ourselves a lot of options. I should have also got rid of that router for a long time ago anyway. Sell that, sell the coffee machine, sell the playmat, sorting desk, that can go as well. And what's that, medical box? Yeah, so we can make a lot of money just by selling that one. I was about to say make a lot of money by adding in the death row to the facility, but that's the game's line, not mine. Anyway, I think we're going to leave it there for now. A little bit shorter than usual, but needs must. Yes, we've given ourselves options, as I said. We've got in the flower garden. We've got some more reform stuff. We're working towards better, which is all any human can sort of hope to do, really. We do have options over here. So we've got things like death row can go on the bottom. I'd probably only have execution room here. Death row cells either side. That pretty much fixes itself. It would be a very easy thing to do. And then there's over here, which is a chapel and a workshop. Okay, well, we'll leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. Next time we'll action probably the workshop first. But we'll see. If I go to prisoners, no, intake, should I say. There is death row. It is currently unavailable. Okay. Not a surprise, because it's a low-risk facility that the ratio goes up, the higher risk inmates you've got for death row intake. Either way, like I said, calling it there, and as always, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching, take care, and generic partings.